Hello and welcome back to ATM10. Today we'll be taking a look at mystical agriculture again, and it's not about farming or anything like that. It's about dealing with your essences after you've gotten them. So let's go ahead and do that. So taking a look here, we have our usual mystical agriculture plots with the AE2 growth accelerators and with the pylons going on. And I'm not using the pylons. I'm using the clickers with the scythe and everything like that. You can totally use the pylons if you want to. They are a little bit more, lag friendly. So, yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plots going on here. I have the mystical agriculture essences right here. I have more mystical essences right here. And I have more mystical agriculture essences going on right here. Same setup for all of these plots. And over here, this is the wheat and other crops and stuff like that. So, anyway, after you get that, you can place it into whatever storage you want. I'm placing them inside the storage controller with all the drawers here. And as you can see, if you look inside here, that's a butt ton of essences that you can get right here. And it's going to be a pain in the ass in order to process all these essences into their output. Now, mind you, if you take a look at, let's say, the nature essence right there, and you press U on this, you get several of these recipes, so it's not straightforward in order to deal with some of these essences. Some of these essences require other essences in order to make and stuff like that. So already you're looking at custom recipes and whatnot. So what I would like to do is I would transfer all these essences back to the ME network, but of course, obviously, I haven't been keeping up with filling up the drawers with essences over there at the base. So that means I flick this lever, it'll all go inside a chest and not drawers. So I prefer them inside drawers, but if I flick this lever, I'm not going to. It's going to go in the wrong place. So it's going to remain here for the foreseeable future. And of course, if I go over here, I think it's over there, down here, I have this main ME network cable going into the storage controller over here with storage bus. So I can go ahead and look at all my essences at one go, so I don't need to worry about that. So if I would like to craft, let's say, some dyes, let's look at some dye essences right here. And I have 417,000 dye essences right here. And of course, I can create any recipe I want for the dye essences, such as the wherever this dye is, pink dye, orange dyes, gray dyes, blue dyes, and amber dyes, and all these funky looking dyes. Oh, okay, fine. All right, so if I want to do that, I just go into the pattern encoder, make a recipe for that, and be done with it, Just do that, and here we go. Here's a dye for wherever this dye is. Cherenkov dye. Okay, sure. And I can place that right inside the assembly matrix right here, and I can craft it all day long if I want to, on the fly, on demand. But what happens if you don't want to keep the essences inside anywhere? You would just want to convert them into their relevant outputs and then store it into the main ME network. Well, you have a couple of options. Not a lot, mind you. Not a lot. And if you are starting out early, well, there's way, way lower options that you can take advantage of. And of course, the option in order to convert any of these essences into their products, well, the AE2 network, auto crafting and pattern encodings, making all your patterns, putting inside the computer, and you can make that all day long on demand or automatic if you want to. So, but if you're at the beginning of the game, you don't really have that option because, well, you probably haven't gotten to AE2 at all, and you only have the basics. So, what can you do about that? What can you do about that? Well, luckily, Vanilla Minecraft has this little guy here called the Crafter. Yes, the Crafter. So let's use the Inferium as an example, because when you're early in the game and you're starting out mystical agriculture, you want to convert that Inferium into the higher tier values. And you don't want to have to deal with no iron essences or redstone essences. You want to deal with the basic tiers here, the basic Inferium essences, and converting that to as high as you can go, which is the premium, because you want to get those nice tools, such as the scythe, to put in your clickers, and your supremium hose in order to place that into your harvester pylons. Because we all know the pylons is quite easy to make early on. So you look at the pylons, right there, harvester pylons. All you need is a little bit of quartz, a little bit of iron, some hay bales, and some blackstone. Basic nether stuff, if you can get that, that is. Alright, so this thing Inferium, let's get a couple of infusion crystals, and early in the game, you don't really have the master infusion crystal. You'd be lucky if you can make that. So, and let's go ahead and make a infusion crystal, shall we? There we go. It's 500 uses. It's nothing to golf at. It works early game, and it does what you want. So, of course, just go ahead and go in your vanilla crafter. Let's disable this slot, this slot, this slot, and this slot. I'll put that right there. And, oh, okay, well, disable that, disable that, disable that. All right, so, I mean, that's it, really. That's it, really. I mean, it'll start filling up, but of course, you gotta either press a button or some kind of like lever or something like that in order to get that. And how the heck do you do that? Well, you can go ahead and use, where the heck did I place that? I had a block here. Hold on. Just get that here. Here we go. So in the pack, we have a redstone clock, and it emits a redstone given a certain frequency, and you place that right next to each other. There we go. There it is. There's your little prudentium essence. Now, it spits it out. It doesn't remain in the machine, so you gotta pick it up with a hopper or a pipe and stuff like that, and just pipe it back into the hopper. And place that right inside here. And, oh, well. Okay. Well, that didn't work. So, yeah, already, this is not a viable option. Sorry, Crafter. Go away. Go away, Crafter. You're not that useful in a modded environment. So, in vanilla, that's all you have, so it is what it is. So, anyway, here we go. Here's the Fabricator from Minecraft Machines. So, let's look that up. Fabricator. So, this is from Minecraft mod, and in order to make that, you just need 4 of the gems that you can mine up in the world. It's plentiful. It's easy to find. They glow in the dark. You need a crafting table. You need a machine base. You can make out of aluminum ingots and kivit blocks, which is absolutely everywhere. Kivit is not hard to find. And then more kivit, kiwi, a chest, and then you make a fabricator. Easy. So you right-click that. Here's the interface for that. It even has redstone options. Look at always on, high signal, and post. You can set your recipes right here. Or you have the Inferium Essence and the Fusion Crystals right inside here. And it detects a storage right next to it. Ignore that one. Put that Inferium Essence right inside here. And look at that. It's creating the Prudentium Essence. And you can pipe it out inside chest. And look at that. Prudentium Essence. And what you can do, you can pipe the Prudentium Essence into yet another Minecraft Fabricator. And just keep going higher up in the tier. And then, once you know it, just walk away and then come back later. And then you have Supreme Essence. No problem, right? It's not the fastest in the world, really. I mean, if you put it on pulse, maybe you can do that. Maybe you make it go faster with a pulse, but who knows? But the thing is, the fusion crystals that you have going on here, even though that does have durability, remains inside the chest. It's smart enough to know not to pull that crystal and place it right inside here. So that's fantastic. That's great. That is absolutely great. So what other stuff early on in the game? Now, if you are going into 82 and you have some materials from 82, just the basics, not the hardcore stuff, such as like a crafting computer or something like that, well, you can make something called molecular assemblers right here. So let's go ahead and look that up. Molecular assemblers. So here's the recipes for that. You just need some iron, some quartz glass, of course. You need Certus quartz dust, which you can also get from using the extractors from Minecraft. If you can find this little flawless budding Certus quartz thing at the meteor, and then you can farm that all day long. So aside from that, you need a crafting table, formation core, and the annihilation core. So the annihilation core, just quartz, fluix ducts, and a logic processor. So already, you need to make some logic processors, some other processors as well. And you know what? Just make the OG inscriber, because, at the beginning of the game, you basically have nothing, right? And the inscriber, that's easy to make. That's iron, pistons, iron, and copper. But of course, once you get more into 82, you'll end up making an extended subscriber, and then eventually you'll graduate to the crystal assembler, and you'll realize that the crystal assembler from extended AE is the most fabulous machine in the world, and it makes 82 shine even better. So yeah, at the beginning of the game, if you just have an inscriber, it's just use it. I mean, it works, and it's cheap. So yeah. So this is this early game, maybe early mid game. So I would say. So it's not like this, it's I'm only considering this if you gone into 82, if you have some stuff done for 82. You found the meteor, you found the Certus quartz flawless dust block, and and you got that going on, and you can make a couple of molecular assemblers. But not only that, you're going to need the crafting patterns as well. So that means you're going to have to make a rudimentary basic computer with storage, with the terminals, with the pattern coding, terminal in order to get you that. So pattern coder is the little thingamajiggy that's right here, which you can craft your recipes right here. You just craft a recipe like that. But of course, that's that's kind of important when you're using molecular assemblers, because here's the slot for putting your recipes inside here. That's important. And let's go all the way up here and explain what this setup is. So at the very top, you have your input storage, just the barrel, and with hopper upgrade, simple upgrade right here. And if you place in Ethereum and your little infusion crystals right here, and it doesn't have to be master. You can be like a, you can be, you know what? You don't even need master infusion crystal. You can place it right inside here, and it'll just sit there. It'll just sit there. You can use the other crystal if you want to, but beware, it does have a durability. So as you can see, this barrel is hoppering, because we have the hopper upgrade, inside the first assembler, making the stuff, and then passing the output along to the second one. And then making that and passing it on to the other one below it. And then eventually, it'll get another tertium essence and making the last one, which is Imperium. And then from Imperium, we can make the Supremium essence, and then it outputs into this barrel right there, also with a hopper upgrade, and we can get Supremium essence right there. And each of these has a acceleration card. That's absolutely not necessary. You can wait longer if you want to, but if you can make it, then all the better, all the better. So take a look at the recipes for the first one right here. There's a recipe for tertium. Wait, what is this? Prudentium. There's a recipe for the tertium, that's right. And then the next one, this is the recipe for the Imperium. And then lastly, this recipe for the Supremium. So yeah, just put a whole load of essences right here, Imperium essences. It'll trickle down to one molecular assembler to the next, and eventually it finishes off with Supremium essence. Then you have Supremium essence to play around with. You don't even need to power the thing with cables or anything like that. All you need is this little thing, Crystal Resonance Generator. And if you can't make it, just run a couple of cables, energy receptors, and some power and whatnot. Get some cables here, and then get an energy receptor, or maybe just put a power cell next to it. That probably would work too. All right, so yeah, this is the simpler E2 setup for dealing with your essences right here. But of course, if you want to deal with the iron essences, you can just go ahead and make another molecular assembler here. Get me one of those, and then put one of these things down. Place another crystal molecular thingamajiggy right there, and it's online right now. Then go into here. Let's say some good old iron essence right there. You press U on that. Make a recipe for that, and place it right at the top right there. And of course, get a chest here. And then, no need to use a barrel if you don't want to. You can go ahead and use a pipe if that's all you have. Let's say the OG, pipes with Z, very easy to make. Get some iron essences here. Place that right inside here. And then it should work. There we go. Processing all that iron essence. Of course, you gotta take it out. There we go. Yeah, just run a pipe back to a chest, and you're done. You're done. So yeah, that's using the molecular assemblers with the mystical agriculture essence. And of course, if you are in the middle to late game, you may want to consider using something a little bit more advanced. So that is, first of all, let me just talk about this one. The Formulaic Assemblicator from Mechanism. This one is, well, electronic crafter, I suppose? Well, it's a crafter, really. It's basically a crafter. What you do is you make some kind of template, like this thing right here. You define it. You encode it with a recipe, such as glass. I have glass in here making bottles and whatnot. Is this bottles? I don't know what this recipe is anymore. All right, so you make a template, encode a recipe inside this template, put it inside this machine. It only has one recipe, and once you input your materials in here, it'll craft what you want. It has a couple options as well. So, I mean, it's a crafter. It's cool. It's better than nothing. So yeah, that's the Formulaic Assemblicator from Mechanism if you choose to use it in the middle of the game. So, of course, in the late game, what the heck are you supposed to use late game? And what is the other options? This can't possibly be all the options. Vanilla Crafter, Sidecraft Crafter, and AE2. Well, it's more AE2. So, namely, Advanced AE. This is called the Quantum Crafter, and it's supposed to be like middle game, late game kind of thing. So, let's go ahead and look at that. Let's see, quantum computer. That's not it. That's not to be confused with the quantum computer. You know, the computer. Well, it's a computer. It's our craft computer. That's what it does. But with the quantum crafter, this is more like the RF Tools crafter mixed with the ME Requestify thingamajiggy. So here's the quantum crafter. Here's the recipe for it. You need shattered singularity. So in order to make that, you need the reaction chamber with singularities, ender dust, skystone dust, and a bit of lava. And you need the quantum computer accelerator with concurrent processors, quantum crafting unit, shattered singularities, and let's see, quantum crafting units. Okay, 64K ME storage components. You know all about that stuff, you know, the storage cells and whatnot. And putting all these together, you make one quantum crafter. And let's take a look at that. It's right here. So you right click this. We got a couple of slots here. This is where you put your pattern recipes. And let's go ahead and get that iron essence recipe out of here. Right there. And then we're going to place it right there. And that makes iron ingots. We can choose to enable or disable it. We can choose to configure the pattern as well. Here we go. We can choose to keep how many of the ingredients inside the ME network or the storage. So let's choose 100. We want to keep like 100 in it. So you press enter to keep 100. And how many do we want to make? I don't know. Let's make like 1,000 or something. That's the limit. We want to limit it to 1,000. And there we go. There's the quantum crafter. But aside from that, you can totally use this to make convert all the inferium essences into supremium if you want to do that. So let's place in this. Which one's the next one? I think it's this. This one. It doesn't need to be in order, by the way. And this one. And we can enable all of these. And yeah, so let's hook up something to this. And let me get a storage bus here. Okay. We'll get a chest here. And we'll put it right there. And put a storage bus there. Get me some cables. Okay. Then we're going to power it with our crystal resonance generator. Now, normally, when you're using Quantum Crafter, you know, you're in the middle of the game, you're in late game, you don't want to have to do this, you know. Just hook it up to your main ME network or a sub network and be done with it. This is just for an example's sake, for functionality, you know. So let me get a terminal just to see what's going on inside the storage. Of course, we can always do this, you know. All right, so we're going to place in our master infusion crystals. And we're going to get a couple of inferium essences right here. And is this disabled? Let's turn that off first. Do that. Then we go in here. You can see that we have 64 inferium essences in here. We have master infusion crystals. And do we have any more of the this is another setup, by the way. But I'm just gonna. Oh, there it is. Jeez. There's all my inferium essences. You get all that. I can very well hook it up to a drawer, but you know, already set up a chest. All right, let's do that. Get all of that. All right, place that in here. So if you go in the terminal, we have 1280 and 1 master infusion crystals. So this one takes the master infusion crystals inside the recipe for each one of these essences. So let's see. Produce items will be exported to the main to the ME system, or it produces items would be exported to allowed nearby containers. You can do that if you want to, or you put it back into the ME network if you want to. But since this this little chest is part of the ME network, we're going to choose the other option, like so. So what we're going to do is enable this, and let's see, keep, and the limit is 0, so maybe that should be unlimited. So it's already going, and if you look inside the storage, and look inside this chest, it's converting all the inferium essences into potentium essence. Is that fantastic? So of course, you can just turn all of these on, and it's going to go. It's just going to go. Look at that. Look how fast it's going. And look at that. We have 4 supreme essences right off the bat. It's that quick. Imagine it being quicker if we have acceleration cards in here. So let's go ahead and get some acceleration cards in here. Place that right inside here. And then we're going to take our supreme essence, convert it back. What the heck am I doing converting this for? Get out of here. Inferium. No, inferium. We got a couple of stacks of this stuff. Alright. Alright, let me just turn this off first. Let's want to watch it. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's turn these on. And it should be going. Yeah? Come on. Are you going? You are not working. Why the heck are you not working? Acceleration cards. Wow, it's too fast. It stops working. Oh, it's probably not enough power, is it? It's probably not enough power. All right, let me get an energy acceptor. Let's see, energy scepter. I don't know what happened to the other one. Get that. Oh, there it is. All right, well, let me put that here. And now put a battery here. Yeah? Yeah? Ah, get rid of this. Yeah? Come on. Produce items we export to the ME network. Okay, let's just turn that back on again. Come on, it's right there. All the stuff's right here. Come on. All right, is this acceleration cards? Is that it? Huh, weird. All right, let me just do this again. Wow, it's too fast. It broke. How about 3? Okay, 2. Okay, 1. Okay, well, it works with 1. Does it only take 1? Oh, well, you get the idea. So, let me try that again. Get rid of that. And Inferium. Okay. I'm gonna put it inside the chest and watch it go. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's pretty fast. So you don't even need all 4. Just 1 would do. So I'm guessing that's intended, or maybe it's a bug. I'm not quite sure. But hey, it works. It's pretty fast. Pretty fast. So what you can do is you have like a row of quantum crafters, just with your mystical agriculture stuff, and converting all your essences into its products. And you can do that because you can define its own recipes for it. So you can totally deal with all your dye essences right here because it had several recipes for it. Look at that. We have 10 pages of recipes with the dye essences. And you know what? You use a row of quantum crafters, place all these recipes inside here, and you're golden. Place a acceleration card. And it's pretty quick. Pretty quick. You can place that in the sub network. You can place that near your farm. Have it output from your storage controller into a filtered storage bus row of quantum crafters, and then you can output in the chest, ready to be imported into your main ME network. And you can totally do that as well. Yeah, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. So, of course, you can use the quantum crafter, or you can use the quantum computer, which is right there. This quantum computer core. I mean, I'm using that currently, to autocraft some stuff. You go all the way back to the base. And I'll see if I can find it here. I think it's in the back somewhere. Ah, right here. There's this big, huge quantum computer structure. And inside that has one of these babies inside here, along with some other blocks in order to make it even better. And what this does is, if you right-click that, here's our crafting CPUs and stuff like that. And I'm auto-crafting, what is this? Manganese dust I'm auto-crafting. I'm auto-crafting drills for all the modern industrializations. I am crafting wherever that dust is for the stuff like that. And whenever a recipe needs to be crafted inside the crafting CPUs, it'll just create another CPU for that particular purpose. It's dynamic, very dynamic, scalable, expandable, and you don't need to deal with any limitations with these OG crafting CPUs. If you only have like one crafting CPUs, and if you only have like one crafting CPUs, you don't have to worry about like running out of crafting CPUs if you need to make something else. The quantum computer will take care of that, no problem. It'll just like, hey, I need another CPU. Let's make another one. Sure. And then once it's done, it just eats itself out the window, and be done with that. So yeah, I mean, with the quantum crafter, it looks a little bit more elegant, and I think the purpose for the quantum crafter is that we don't have updated RF tools in this pack, and we only have like a couple of RF tools in the pack. Like we only have this much, and I don't think we have the crafter in here. So that's the reason why quantum crafter exists. And the quantum crafter is to, make up for the lack of the crafter from RF tools. Because the RF tools is what you should be using for crafting the inferior messes and whatnot. There are other ways. Aside from, the RF tools crafter, to craft your essences. But You know, you can use the molecular assemblers. You can use the I don't know, just many pipes and pipe it back into the SciCraft machine if you want to. But since we don't have the RF Tools Crafter, this is the reason why we have the Quantum Crafter. Look at that. So yeah, this is fantastic. So this is like the RF Tools Crafter, which has like several recipes in here, and you can also use it with your compressed blocks right there. You know, go into 9x if you want to, and dealing with your essences in order to make some premium essences all in one spot. And yeah, that's about it with the mystical agriculture stuff. Now, of course, you can make the crafter from EnderIO, so it's a early game, kinda, but it's the kind of early game where you have the EnderIO environment set up. So here's the crafter from EnderIO. You're gonna need some power, of course, and then you're gonna need some capacitors. Maybe the basic one will work for you, but this is what the crafter looks like. You set your recipes inside here, and the input goes over here for that particular recipe. And then here's the output, you know. You put in planks, it'll go like here, 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 and here, and the chest comes out to here. And then you have a couple of I/O configurations that you can configure on the sides of the machines, and then you have some redstone modes as well. So yeah, that's the crafter from EnderIO. So in order to make this little thingamajiggy, let's see, where the heck is it? Nuclear, nope, not that one. Here we go. Here's the crafter. You're gonna need some silicon, whichever one you want to make. Well, you can make the one from AE2, but by the time you make that, you might as well go for the AE2 option. Here's the iron ingots. Here's the void chassis. You need grains of infinity. You can get that from the mystical agriculture or the extractor using the reinforced obsidian blocks, and you need to set it up in a special way there. And let's see, what else? Infinity. I guess you can get that from setting deep slate on fire and getting the grains of infinity. So I guess that's the easiest way that you can get it. Not quite sure if this is custom. It might be custom, but the OG version is setting bedrock on fire and then getting grains of infinity that way. So yeah, that's how you get the grains of infinity. You need iron gears, you need a crafting table, so it isn't that outrageous in order to get the crafter. You just need to have a bit of materials, and that's it. So that's the crafter from EnderIO. So another crafting thingamajiggy in this pack that's available is the Immersive Engineering Assembler. So you right-click that, already you see 3 spots. So that means you see one recipe that can go over here, another recipe that can go over here, and a third recipe that can go over here. All your inputs goes in here, and I believe this is the output, this is the output, and this is another output. You can clear the recipe, as you can see. You can have non-recursive use of ingredients. That means whatever you create here, the output can also be used here, and its output can also be used over here. So yeah, fantastic. So not only that, you can also input liquids as well. So with immersive engineering is, well, you need a bit more materials than that. You're going to need, let's see, at immersive, let's see, right off the bat, you're going to need the light engineering blocks. You're going to need the heavy engineering blocks, I believe. You're going to need the iron sheet metals. Let's see, what else do we need? Not the fluid pipes, something else. But where did that manual go? I'll show you here. Here we go. Heavy machinery and the assembler. Here we go. That's what you need. Here's the list of items. The redstone engineering blocks, light engineering blocks, iron sheet metal, steel scaffolding, iron sheet metal slabs, conveyor belts. So already, you need to be set up in the immersive engineering environment in order to make these assemblers. So kind of like early, mid-game. I don't want to say mid, really. It's like early game when you have some materials. So if you take a look at the recipe for some of these, here's the redstone engineering block. You need redstone, iron sheet metal. Iron sheet metal is just iron plates. And I don't know, here's the fluid pump. You want to take advantage of that. You're going to need iron mechanical components. It's easy. So yeah, I would say it's early stuff as long as you can get your hands on these kind of materials. And then you can go ahead and make your assemblers. But of course, you're going to need some power for that as well. So, I mean, yeah, you can build a couple of water wheels if you want to power it that way. But be warned, I tried to set a recipe over here, and it crashed me. So, good luck! So, yeah, this has been another episode of All the Mods 10. And this is for you take a look at dealing with the mystical agriculture essences. And I've been Formulaic, and I'll see you next time.